Hello, I'm Deborah Sword. I'm going to assume you listen to Conflict Owner's Manual because conflict impacts your relationships, while conflict competence improves your relationships. Is that correct? If so, you're right. Conflict competent relationships have more ability to survive the ups and downs of conflict. The goal of Conflict Owner's Manual in episodes of 10 minutes or less is in the title. Each episode showcases one skill you already have and helps you level up that skill. I don't talk much about conflict resolution because one skill at a time accumulates into conflict competence that you own. You have fewer conflicts, and conflicts you do have don't knock you over. So I don't need to talk about resolution. As you practice skills, you create more resolution opportunities for yourself. Here's the secret bonus. Conflict competencies apply every place you go, with everyone you meet, in every context, and to every situation. While you practice conflict competencies for conflicts, you incidentally improve even your calm relationships. Here's one way to use that secret bonus. Go through prior episodes of Conflict Owner's Manual and make a list of the conflict competencies we talk about. Check off the ones you have and highlight the ones you want to practice. Please subscribe to get notices when we post new episodes. And I'll put a partial list of conflict competencies from episodes in the show notes to help you do a checklist. You'll likely add others to the list as you review past episodes. Examples of conflict competencies we've posted episodes about include clear communication, perspective taking, showing curiosity, reframing, staying non-defensive, not jumping to conclusions, testing your assumptions, being aware of how your biases and your blind spots, and yes, we all have them, how they affect you, recognizing the patterns that keep you stuck in conflict, asking good questions, and not rushing to solve problems before you know the right problem to solve. Okay, do you have your list? Next, look at just some of the places, situations, contexts, and ways your conflict competencies can improve work, family ties, friendships, and the quality of any relationships. Consider the contexts and situations you encounter where you can use skills in relationships that aren't in conflict. Here's an example of how you can use that secret bonus tip. At work, for example, your conflict competence gives you improved skills to communicate, which improves your interactions with customers, teammates, supervisors, those who report to you. I recall many meetings where I observed people talking past each other, not understanding what the other one was saying, but they believed they were making progress. I interrupted the flow and asked them to say how they interpreted another speaker's statements. That gave speakers the opportunity to clarify what they had actually meant. Where they say, "Oh, you took it that way? I didn't mean it like that. What I really meant was." In future, we made sure we understood instead of assuming we did. Another example is any encounter where you could listen better. Practice asking questions for clarification and show curiosity. People like being asked questions that show you're listening and interested in them, not interrogating them or prying into their private lives, but showing genuine interest. Another example, anytime you get feedback, and so often feedback isn't really asked for or wanted. A friend of mine was giving me feedback on a novel I've written. I asked for the feedback, but some of it was harsh. Instead of saying, yeah, yeah, sure, okay, I asked gentle questions for clarification, and the friend answered in ways that helped me see that the criticism was actually useful. It helped me improve my writing and improve the quality of the relationship because I didn't get defensive. Another example is that so often at work or in our volunteer activities, we're asked to collaborate and cooperate. It helps you know that perspectives can be different without meaning that somebody is deliberately being stubborn or just plain wrong. I listened to an argument between two volunteers on a committee. One wanted to work on the next step of their action plan, and the other wanted to debrief something that had happened at a previous step. Rather than get irritated, they came up with a way to integrate both needs and provided summaries that included both perspectives. So that's how the Conflict Owners Manual works for you with what you already know. You take responsibility for your contribution to the obstacles and the successes. If you own your problem, you can solve it. If you place blame and deny any responsibility, you're essentially delegating problem solving to someone else, and you may not like what they come up with. So print your list of conflict competencies, check off what you want to practice, and let us know how it goes. Leave a comment. We love hearing from you. Thank you for listening. And please subscribe to our podcast.